So, welcome back to another episode of Roundabout. We're here to talk about the Chicago Street Race and the Bubba Wallace versus Alex Bowman. So let's go. So let's rapid fire through this Chicago Street Race. It was happening 3 days ago. I'm filming this on Wednesday. This race, wow. A lot's happened in this race. I mean, it was another rain-affected race where we thought we weren't going to get rain. We got rain. Rain tires. But guess what? They let the teams decide on the rain tires. They didn't force them to put on rain tires. They could choose from slicks or rain tires. That was awesome. That was the beginning of the race. They let teams, they had a little pace lap, let teams decide if they want to put slicks on or rain tires, and they had teams mix what they chose, and then we had a great beginning of the race, and the track dried up fast. SVG was doing his thing. Ty Gibbs. SVG won stage 1. That was a really racy and fun time. Cars making passes. And then we got into stage 2, and that's kind of where we saw the rain increase. And then it was all, rain tires. It was a decent drizzle. It got really chaotic. We ended up seeing massive amounts of rain where spray was involved, double filed. Then we saw the incident with Bubba Wallace and Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman getting into Bubba Wallace, ruining Bubba Wallace's day. And now saying that, we saw SVG get wrecked out by Chase Briscoe missing turn 6. And then collecting, just nipping SVG, and he lost it in the rain and smacked the right side of his car, probably breaking suspension, toe link, something in that thing. And that was the best driver all day. Gets taken out, and right when that happened, they had a caution, and they realized it was way too wet, way too much puddles. They had a massive rain delay after that, and it turned into then, okay, we're sitting here for multiple hours, sunset is coming down. They said that NASCAR did announce before any of this rain delay stuff that once it hit 8:20, they were going to wave. It was off a clock. So once that clock went to 0, then the next lap they were going to wave the white flag for one more time. So they are going to let teams know when they were going to, if there was a chance for darkness, when they were going to wave the white flag for the last lap of the race. And that's kind of what they were kind of racing to, because they knew they were not going to make it when they got back in those cars after the rain delay. They knew they were not going to make it to the scheduled distance of 75 laps. So then we had a great race of intensity, pressure. Everyone was on rain tires. The track was wet, but then it was going to turn into, okay, when do you throw slicks on? Because that's kind of how we saw. We saw Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson. Those guys were leading the pack with these rain tires. And then we had a weird strategy go on after end of stage 2. Some pitted, some did not, some stayed out. That's where we saw Joey Hand and Alex Bowman stay out. Joey Hand ended up winning stage 2 because of it. Because Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs, they threw on slicks. We saw Kyle Larson wreck the tire barriers, and it was really a bunch of guys screwing themselves. I mean, Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs, they screwed themselves somewhat because we realized Alex Bowman was out here. You were able to be somewhat competitive on rain tires, even though the track was dry, and Alex Bowman's car was hooked up, man. He made a pass for the lead on Joey Hand. But it ended up turning out to being a race where the slicks at the end of the race, when the track was drying, ended up being the faster, and they were hauling the mail. Christopher Bell was the lead car on slicks, but then he got taken out on a lap. And then we saw Tyler Ant be in the position. Tyler Ant was hauling and moving. But then, going into turn 5, on the last lap, Tyrak pushed it a little too aggressively, nips the wall, and ruins his opportunity to run down Alex Bowman on the last lap. When Tyrak was freaking fly. Alex on rain tires, those tires were getting worn out due to the fact that the track was drying. Tyler was coming at an insane rate of speed, cutting that lead down, but then nips the inside of the wall, coming down the straightaway going to turn 6, and kills it. And Alex Bowman breaks a 80 race winless streak. Massive win for him in his career. Look at our top finishers here. Alex Bowman first, second Ty Rennick, third Ty Gibbs, fourth Joey Hand, fifth Michael McDowell, sixth Ricky Stanley, seventh Todd Gillen, eighth William Byron, ninth Kyle Busch, 10th Ryan Blaney, 11th Daniel Schwartz, 12th Daniel Hemrick, 13th Bubba Wallace, 14th Noah Gragson, 15th Austin Cindric, 16th Justin Haley, 17th Zane Smith, 18th Brad Keselowski, and 19th Austin Dillon, and 20th Chris Buescher. That's your top 20. Kyle Busch gets the top 10. That's his best finish in a long time. And Zane Smith got 17, which is a good finish for him, especially he's not running great. Noah Gragson, 14th. Daniel Hemrick, 12th. That's a great run for a calling team that's not as competitive in recent time. Todd Gillen, 7th place finish. Michael McDowell, top 5. So a top 10 runs for Motorsports in those cars. Kyle Larson wrecked, destroyed turn 6 wall. SVG, AJ Allmendinger got involved in some wreckage. Christopher Bell ruined himself. Josh Berry was one of the last cars to finish. Where did Josh Berry finish? He finished 36. He was like a wrecking ball. He was Noah Gragson last year, 2.0. He was hitting every wall, running everything. It was another Stuart Haas car, man. It's interesting, man. And also, what was funny is SVG, the Wendy's car, gets taken out again. Last year, Noah Gragson was the Wendy's car. Now SVG. Stinks. I think SVG, if he didn't get taken out, he would have been, I think, the best car because just the way my gosh, SVG is just a different breed of road racer. The way he sets up turns is unbelievable. Now we circle back to Alex Bowman winning the race during the cooldown lap. Bubba Wallace showed his displeasure from when Alex Bowman wrecked Bubba Wallace during that heavy rain during that, like the one lap they ran. Bubba Wallace doored Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman's car went off the ground a little bit. The window net was down. Alex Bowman, I think both window nets were down. And it was a little bit shocking. I don't think Alex Bowman expected it, and Bubba was not showing his displeasure. And Alex Bowman even said he deserved it. They shouldn't penalize him during his post-race interviews, all this stuff. Well, NASCAR decided to lay the hammer down somewhat and give Bubba Wallace a $50,000 penalty. I'm sorry, that's a lot of money. And they didn't give him a points penalty. But the only thing I just don't like about this is really what's probably bothering me the most is that people have doored each other and done stuff like this before, and NASCAR didn't do a thing. Elliott, in the same Gosling race, Elliott wrecked Daniel Schwartz on the cooldown lap. We got Martin Truex Jr. versus Danny Hamlin during Richmond when Martin Truex was bumping the crap out of Hamlin at the end of the race. We had Hamlin versus Bowman at Martinsville 2021 when Hamlin just interfered Bowman's burnout. No penalty there. Then we had Elliott and Hamlin at Martinsville as well when they were both dooring each other during the cooldown lap because of their disagreement when Hamlin wrecked Elliott, pretty much. Where's the penalties? To me, it's another one of those judgment calls. It's not black and white. There's too much of this judgment call in NASCAR. Not enough. Okay, if you do this during this, you're gonna get this. There's none of that. It all depends on how severe something is and whether or not you're gonna get a penalty. And look, I still think like what Bubba Wallace did, he really shouldn't be doing. I mean, that's not a great look for you. It's not a great look. So in a way, it's like he should get a warning, he should get something, but also it's like, why isn't this other stuff that is somewhat similar not getting a penalty? But that's all I'm saying about that. That's all I'm saying about this episode. Goodbye.